Dissemination of information, probably the most important aspect of communication. If you are saying some things, it should actually convey your idea to the other person. And that is the dissemination of information. Your information should be passed down to the person that is listening to you. And it seems fairly easy, right? It seems like if you're saying something, then it should be able to get to the other person. No, that's the hardest thing in businesses or in any way you interact with people. People don't know how to actually convey an idea. People don't know how to pass down the information. People don't know how to convince someone to yourself. And that is because they don't know how to actually pass down the information. They don't know how to actually say words in a way that actually have a good influence on the person's mind. And that is probably the most important aspect when you actually go on in relationship building with anyone. You need to give and pass down the information in a way that is concrete, as well as have a sense of attachment to the person. Or the person should be able to remember your words. Each and every word of yours should have a weightage, and that weightage would depend on how you meticulously use your words. And since most people don't actually reflect back on what they are saying, they tend to say things that have zero meaning to the person. When was the last time that you actually sat down with yourself and actually listened to what you said and reflected on where you made mistakes? Because if you want other person to believe in you, you need to say words in a way that actually have an impact towards a person. And how exactly do you disseminate the information? How exactly do you pass down the information to the other person? Most important aspect is make things interesting, make things as natural as possible. Don't rely on books, don't just rely on random things that have absolutely no usage in applications in day-to-day life, right? When you see that, hey, that when you have to look at it in this way, when was the last thing that genuinely shifted your dynamic of how actually you are living? That's probably an event or something that is memorable. Same way you need to take those experiences or take those moments into your communication style. Hey, this is the reason that actually impacted me in a way, and that is how I should communicate with a person, right? And you can actually try to add those experiences to your communication style. You can enhance your communication style through experiences. You don't get experiences because of no reason. There's always a reason for all the experiences that you face, and those experiences tries to teach you something, and those teachings are what should be in your communication. Those teaching should enhance your, and it should elevate your communication style. You should be different. Every person should be different in their communication style, right? And that is because of the experiences. Those experiences are going to elevate your communication style. But the video isn't just about the communication style. We'll talk about that later. But the most important part is the dissemination of information. So first thing first, try to make it as natural as possible. Try to add experiences. Try to be unique and try to add value to your communication style. That's the most important part of the dissemination of information. Second thing, try to make it concise. Don't waffle around a lot. Try to make it concise. Try to fit all the information that is necessary in as little as words possible. Because most of the time, when you talk about a lot of things, then that would actually throw other person away. Not just throw the person away, but also take away the weightage from your bigger point. So try to make things concise. Third thing, when you give other person the information of XYZ, you don't just truly rely on your words. Try to show what that information would look like if they actually digest that information. Let's say you are helping someone build a business, and instead of just saying how business is, what business is, you show, hey, this is what I've done, this is the business, this is the X business, this is how I took it there. Show them the imagery of that information. It'll enhance their actual understanding of the context. Another thing, try to let them follow your instructions. Try to let them follow on how exactly these things need to be done, and ask them to do it for you. Let's say if you are talking about a topic, let's say video editing, and you are trying to teach someone on video editing, ask them to show them what they have, so that your passage, what you want to convey, the idea you want to convey, is more tailored to them. It will really ease up your work. And the fifth and the most important aspect is try to be like a peer mentor. Do peer mentorship or tutoring or whatever. It'll really enhance your information as such, your knowledge as such. You would actually elevate the way you think, the way you act, and the way you actually perceive the knowledge as such, because the best way to learn things is to actually teach them. And you can only teach someone once you have all the stages of knowledge as such. You have read it, you have properly done it, you have experienced it, and all those things. But the fundamental and the strongest part of actually retaining that knowledge is teach that knowledge. So once you actually have all these fundamentals in place, try to teach other people that, hey, this is what I've done, this is how I have done. And a lot of the time, this will actually enhance you and the other person as well. And peer mentorship is really, really important in that aspect. It actually will elevate you as a person. And no wonder everyone works in teams and mentors. That's why recently there's a huge shift in having those mentors, like crypto mentors, investor mentors, financial mentors. We always had the conventional mentors like boxing coach, physical coach, or XYZ, right? We always had those. Now we are seeing it in other aspects as well. And that is because mentorship truly, truly benefits both parties. So that would be the fifth most important aspect of how to convey the information accurately. And once you have this skill in your hand, you would try to understand. You would actually understand that, hey, knowledge is way deeper than what you initially imagined. It's way interesting. It's way more. It's way engaging. So you will actually understand once you actually get to that stage of the dissemination of information. Once you master that, there is nothing that can genuinely stop you from actually being the person that everyone looks up to. And it's inevitable. All right, have a good one, and see you in the next one.